Look closely at the exact moment electrical contact is made. Energy doesn't trickle across, it surges instantly, demanding an immediate physical response. But for that energy to actually perform work, electricity relies on three strict physical requirements: a power source, a conductive cath, and an electrical load to consume the energy. It all begins at the power source. This is the origin point of electrical potential, creating the pressure needed to push electrons through a system. The electrons must have an unbroken, continuous route out from that source, through the load, like a motor or a light bulb, and straight back. We call this a closed circuit. If that path is severed at any point, the flow of current physically halts. This is an open circuit, and it means the entire system goes dead. Whether you are wiring a single LED on a breadboard or managing the power grid for an entire city, this simple continuous loop dictates whether a system lives or dies. A single loop is easy to trace, but real-world devices, from smartphones to industrial machines, contain thousands or even millions of these pathways. As we scale up, the geometry of how these components are arranged physically determines how the electricity behaves. Engineers rely on two primary structural layouts: series circuits and parallel circuits. The exact choice between these two configurations governs the mathematical flow of voltage, current, and overall resistance. Before you can design a custom circuit board, program a robot, or analyze power grids, you must understand the strict physical rules of these two layouts. In a series circuit, components connect end to end. There is exactly one route, meaning electrons pass sequentially through every component. Current remains constant. 1 amp flows through every resistor. Voltage drops across each component. A 12-volt source splits among 3 equal resistors, yielding 4 volts each. The sum of those individual voltage drops will always equal the total voltage supplied by the source. This immutable rule is Kirchhoff's voltage law. For resistance, the math is simple addition. You calculate total resistance by adding the values of the individual components together. Because they stack sequentially, adding more parts strictly increases the total resistance, actively choking the current flowing through the loop. This linear design introduces a critical physical vulnerability. Every component is structurally dependent on the others. You've likely experienced this flaw with older Christmas lights. If one single bulb burned out, the closed loop broke and the entire tree went dark. Series wiring is predictable, but its shared voltage and physical fragility make it impractical for systems where multiple distinct components need independent power. Parallel circuits bypass fragility. Components span across the same voltage source using multiple independent branches. Voltage rules invert. Every single branch receives the full, undivided 12-volt supply. Current, however, divides among the available routes. Counterintuitively, adding more parallel branches explicitly reduces total overall resistance. Physics dictate this. Adding a parallel branch opens a new pathway, widening the bottleneck and allowing more current to flow. This yields massive architectural advantages. If one branch fails, the other branches remain completely undisturbed, retaining their full voltage and independent current flow. Parallel configurations require significantly more wiring, but that trade-off purchases systemic reliability and unrestricted voltage delivery to every load. Let's compare them to dismantle stubborn errors. First, current is not equal everywhere in parallel. It fractures across branches. Second, parallel voltage never divides. Every branch receives the full supply. Third, parallel branches reduce total resistance. Finally, parallel networks survive single component failures, unlike series loops. Geometry overrides intuition. Structural arrangement dictates electrical behavior. Looking closely at residential electrical wiring reveals these theories mapped onto macroscopic infrastructure. Your home fuse box relies entirely on parallel nodes. Because your refrigerator, microwave, and television all require maximum supply voltage simultaneously, they are wired across independent branches. Flipping off a light switch doesn't sever the entire house. Scale that exact logic up to the absolute bleeding edge of computing infrastructure. Modern AI data centers distribute massive amounts of parallel power to feed thousands of storage arrays, CPUs, and networking systems at the exact same time. By physically isolating the electrical pathways, engineers ensure that a single blown server rack won't trigger an open circuit and collapse a multi-million-dollar data pipeline. Parallel topology is the strict architectural requirement that allows humanity to operate networks of massive scale and high reliability. Despite these advantages, engineers rarely restrict themselves to just one method. Advanced electronics demand a blend of both. Look at the layout of a modern electric vehicle battery. Hundreds of cells are grouped into complex series parallel blocks, balancing total voltage against current capacity. Even inside a basic computer motherboard, dedicated series pathways route precise data signals, while vast parallel copper planes deliver stable power to the processor. The engineering consensus is straightforward. Deploy series lines when you need strict singular current control, and deploy parallel branches when you need scalable, robust power delivery. Once you establish these physical routes, the next step is placing specialized components directly onto them to trap and release that electrical pressure exactly when you need it. Circuit topology provides the raw architectural foundation. Mastering how to place elements like capacitors onto those paths is how basic physics becomes functioning technology.